Full McCowen hearing coverage from Superior Court. Next!
CapeCast.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to a special report from CapeCast. We're here at the McCowen hearing in front of Barnstable Superior Court. Today, we go back to the future somehow. The ultimate DVD bonus extra to a trial that saw McCowen convicted of the murder of Krista Worthington of Truro just about a year and a half ago. However, there have been allegations of sort of racial shenanigans in the jury room, and Judge Nickerson has agreed to hear about that whole thing, and that's why we're going back in today. I suppose this could result in a new trial. We'll see. For those of you unfamiliar with the case, McCowen was convicted of the 2002 murder and rape of Truro fashion writer Krista Worthington. He was convicted in the fall of 2006, although he maintained his innocence upon conviction, and he's been incarcerated ever since. Christopher McCowen due for his first appearance in public in over a year since his conviction for murder. He'll be pulling up likely in a van shortly and getting out and walking right into the courthouse behind me. We'll have to see how prison's been treating him. Here's Judge Gary Nickerson arriving. He'll have a lot to think about today. Before court this morning, we met up with Robert George, McCowen's defense attorney, for a quick chat. We're here with defense attorney Robert George, and Mr. George, could you just sketch out what's going to happen during this hearing and what the possible outcome could be?
Well, the judge has to determine how he's going to conduct the hearing. We've been wrestling for the last few months in closed session as to how the sessions are going to run, and up to this moment, although I have a general idea that most of the jurors will be on the witness stand at some point being inquired of by the judge, none of us will be doing the questioning. The judge will be doing the questioning. And then after that, if the judge allows me to call the expert witnesses that he's given me the funds to hire, at some point he'll make a decision as to whether the defendant gets a new trial in this case. And
what is the reason for this hearing? Why did you file this motion?
Well, in the immediate aftermath of the verdict, on November 16th of last year, when I say in the immediate, within 2 or 3 days, the three jurors who have executed affidavits in the case contacted me and alleged juror misconduct in the jury room, juror misconduct on the issue of racial bias. And as a result of that, I reduced to writing what they told me. I had them proofread it and then sign it, and then filed it with the court and asked for an inquiry into the misconduct.
Is this a fairly unprecedented type of thing?
Well, the way the hearing's being conducted is unprecedented, and it's a large-scale hearing because of the magnitude of what's being alleged. As far as how the hearing's being conducted, that's been up to Judge Nickerson, but it's being done in the public, and it's being done with a great many jurors, which is unprecedented.
Would one of the possible outcomes of this hearing be a new trial for Mr. McCowen?
Basically, what this is it's a motion for new trial in sheep's clothing. I mean, it's a motion for judicial inquiry, which means the judge has to inquire into the alleged misconduct. And if he determines that there was such misconduct, that it poisoned the verdict or it undermined the verdict in any way with even one juror, then the defendant should get a new trial. Mr. McCowen should get a new trial.
And how has Mr. McCowen been doing since the conviction?
Well, he's spent the last 14 months in Walpole State Prison, and he gets through every day without, he's not suffering terribly in the sense that he's falling apart, but I mean, he's doing hard time, doing life without parole, and it's had an effect on him.
And for you, why are you still involved with this case at this point?
Well, as I've said before, I could have pulled away from this case a long time ago, and there's no telling what will happen in the future because, I don't know how much longer I could keep up this kind of effort. But up to this point, I just want to make sure that justice is done. And if I didn't feel he was innocent and didn't feel that the verdict was the wrong verdict, I wouldn't stay with the case the way I am. I just want to see it through to the end because it's the right thing to do.
Are you doing it pro bono?
I'm doing everything pro bono at this point. This motion is still part of the actual trial because it's a post-trial motion. So I'm still being paid by the state for this particular motion. But other than that, the appeal's being done pro bono.
Well, thanks, Mr. George. Good luck today.
Thanks, Eric.
Well, the media trucks are here again from Boston TV stations. It's almost like old home week for folks who covered the trial for the first time. And this should be like the ultimate CD bonus extra, a chance to really hear what went on in that jury room, the rough and tumble back and forth that ended up with McCowen's conviction on murder charges. Peter, what you got? What are we going to see today out there?
Big stuff. Big stuff.
Now, what about the gun stuff, Peter?
No comment.
I mean, really, rifles, guns, what's the deal with that?
No comment.
How you feeling, Peter?
Up.
See you in court.
Exciting, important day. That's what I have to say.
Morning, guys. Cape Cod Times. Is there any comment about what we're going to see today, or? Stay tuned to CapeCast all day long for updates from Barnstable Superior Court.
CapeCast.